I just wanted to be me and talk to people and just share my experiences a bit more in depth. Yeah, welcome to Rare Talks.
Rare Talks with the Rare One. Rare Talks.
So today on this episode, I've got someone that I'm so excited to talk to. I don't know what I should call her. The president of Black Twitter, the madame of Black Twitter, our
please.
queen of Black Twitter, our queen. What should I call you now? I think this president.
I'm not the queen or president of Black Twitter. I absolutely am not. I rebuke.
So I've got Whitney with us here today. I first came across your Twitter. I've always known of you on Twitter because I had a little Twitter break, but I was preying a bit. Yeah, but your tweets would always circle back to me, circle back. So when I was ready to come back on Twitter now, you know when you're following the important people, I said, yeah, Whit, tick, you followed back. I was even happy. So now I felt like, at least I've got someone on Black Twitter. If they're ever trying to smoke me, Whit will back it.
I absolutely will. First and foremost.
See what I'm saying? But yeah, no, I'm so grateful that you've come here today to join us on Rare Talks. You know me, being a black woman, I just love to shed light on women doing positive things in positive places. And I feel like it's so important for our younger generation to also have an insight on black women doing important things in important places. So let's start with how it all started. What area are you from? How did you get into the industry? Like, how did you get to where you are now? Like, how did it get here?
Do you know, I've been blagging it for a good 6 or 7 years, and I'm shocked that I've made it this far, genuinely, because I feel like with the music industry, like no one knows what they're doing. I would keep it back. I mean, there obviously are people that know what they're doing,
But a lot of people wing it, innit?
But a lot of people wing it. Like, I was winging it for a while. I know what I'm doing now, thank God. But you know, when I first started, as an intern at Renowned Management, who are managing Rectory 2, Jacob Banks, George the Poet.
Sick.
I started there in 2014 as an intern. I was working in Waitrose at the time. I even need to backstep because I dropped out of uni because I was doing youth work. And these kids were so rude. Denise, I was like, nah, because I can't box other people's kids. I have to go because genuinely they were so rude to me. Obviously, I'm short as well. So they were like, oh, you're bare short and all these things. I'm just like, wow, these people... They're talking to me anyhow.
They don't know.
There's no money in the world. I can't take this. I dropped out, and obviously, like, being African as well and Ghanaian.
Yeah, you needed some kind of respect, innit?
Like, I need respect, and I needed that degree for my parents' respect as well, because everyone's academic. So it was a bit scary going back and telling my mum, like, yeah. I kind of told her that I deferred the year.
Listen, I'm still there, and I'm a big adult, yeah, and I dropped out 2 years in. I still keep promising my parents I'm going to finish. But I'm at that age where I do actually want to go back and finish for my son's sake. Because I want my son to see that I've graduated. So I know how you feel.
Yeah, I deferred. I was like, I'm going to go back. But if I do ever go back, it just won't be that course because I feel like youth work is vocational. You should care about other people's kids. My own son, like, obviously if he chats to me anyhow, I could put him in his place, but I don't know these
Other
kids and they're
kids.
talking to me. I'm just like, yeah, okay, I don't have the patience for this.
So you knew that wasn't for you.
So I knew it wasn't for me, and then I went and worked at Waitrose for a bit, and then I just had like a conversation with my previous boss, Leon's wife, whilst working out, and they needed an intern, and also she wanted someone that they could trust because they usually work from home. And I was happy to do that because I was working at Waitrose and that I was getting my money from there. So I was like, okay, I get my money from here, and then obviously like I'm here for a good time or a long time. So these men are going like festivals, everything. I'm like, okay, cool. I want to get my money and enjoyment plus experience. But I got thrown in the deep end, boy. When I started that job, I had no clue what I was doing, and there was only so far you can wing it. Do you know what I mean? There's things that I needed to do that I didn't know how to do, so I was just kind of blagging it. And luckily, my boss was very patient with me, so I learned how to kind of rein the management in, and we were like a family. I struggled at first, kind of having to tell big men like Wretch and George and Jacob, like, you need to be here, you need to do this, and kind of and try and get assertiveness in there. But I never really ever had to like put them in their place or anything like that because they were also wonderful and they were all dedicated to their craft. So once something was in their diary, more time they would just go. I wanted a job that didn't make, like, it wasn't my life. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
I am dedicated to switching off at 6. Management wasn't that, so for me,
like
I had to.
24-hour job.
Yeah, it's a 24-hour job, and big respect.
You're
to
literally
everyone.
taking care of someone's life. Like, it's actually so it's a big responsibility, like in
It's
my eyes.
precious.
Yeah,
It
it's
is.
not a joke. Like, I don't think
They're
it's
like
for
your
the faint
kids.
way.
Yeah, they're like your kids, and I loved my clients like they were family. Do you know what I mean? It was really lovely, but I already thought ahead that, you know, I want family, I want structure, and like sometimes management lacks structure because, you know, you don't know what you're going to be doing the next day. No 2 days are the same.
Could be here, there, any country, like
100%.
obviously this show, that show,
Yeah.
radio. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. So I packed that in, and I'm still really good friends with my old boss, who's like my mentor. So I then I went to a agency because I didn't know what I wanted to do next. I was just like, I'll take any job that's going to pay at the moment, because
It's still within the industry, right?
yeah, still within the industry. I had like different, my agent, I guess, put me forward for loads of different jobs. There was some at Warner, there was some at Universal, and then there was one at a booking agent called Paradigm. And I didn't even know what booking agents done at the time. So I went and I met them, and they were lovely. And the agent that I was going to work for specifically did like hip hop and R&B and stuff.
Sick, so he was like in the culture.
Yeah, and then he also done like really big artists like Jess Glynn, Billie Eilish. So there was like a good mix of things. So I was like, okay, cool. So I ended up being an assistant at Paradigm for 1 year, but that was admin heavy, and I'm not an admin person. So again, I kind of found that I was placed somewhere that was great, but just wasn't right for me.
Yeah, and it's so good to identify things like that, you know.
Yeah, it's good to do sometimes what you like don't want to do, so you can get closer to what you do want to do.
100%.
That's been my whole like career. Everything I've done, I'm like, okay, don't want to do that.
But still, I've learned this from there.
Yeah, but everything's transferable. So I was there for a year, and it was just too admin heavy. It was still a good balance. I was still getting to go to shows and stuff, but it wasn't, I just didn't feel fulfilled. I don't want to be sitting at a desk typing, sending contract, signing. Like, it just was not very me. I'm very like active, and I have creative juice, and that wasn't my home. So again, I left, and I didn't even have a job when I left. I was having conversations.
You just said, that's it, I'm leaving.
Yeah, I'm the queen. Like, I am the
Energy.
queen of I can't come and die. This is my thing. I cannot come and die. Do you know we only have one life now?
No, it's true though. It's true.
No,
it's true. I'm with
I can't
it.
come and die. So I was just like, you know, I started having conversations. I didn't know I was going to place myself or who was ever going to accept me. But I was happy to go back to Waitrose, if I'm very honest.
When you're leaving something, it's like God subconsciously tells you something great is coming anyway.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you wouldn't have left if you knew it was completely like, if you didn't believe in yourself as well.
I'm not gonna lie, I was on the ropes.
What do you mean? You just said that is it.
Yeah, I was on the ropes.
If we're staying home eating noodles, we're eating noodles.
I was at my mum's house, innit? So
Oh, so you're good.
I was
Getting a
alright.
good gel off
Yeah,
and that.
I was at my mum's house, but genuinely, I was really unhappy. And you know, my brothers, who I get to later, are like, I was talking to both of them, and they're both different people. So one was like, you know, you can't just leave, you know, you got to stick things out. I was unhappy at my job for years, but look where it's taken me. And I
Yeah,
just thought,
facts.
me, I can't come and die, but I hear what you're saying. And my other was like, you know, and for me, I know myself, if I'm not happy, you will see that in my level of work.
100%,
If I don't want
I
to
believe
do
that.
it, I'm not going to do it to the
properly.
best of my ability. That's just not me. That some people can do that,
No,
but
I
I was just like, nah. So I left, I was having conversations, and that led me to my final current job. My guys, I'm a promoter at Live Nation now. So that was the other side of the table, getting to actually create the shows from the ground up. So I've done like Megan Thee Stallion, Tion Wayne,
Big shows.
Heady One, Banks,
Yes.
like the Ends Festival.
Yeah, I was going to touch on that. That was big.
Yeah, and I've been there for 3.5 years, and that has been like a dream for me.
And this is you now, innit?
This was
Content.
like, yeah, I was content, like my team's cool, you know, obviously every drug, you know, hey, sorry, every job, don't know where my brain was going there, every job has its struggles, but this is like my home. You know, I've travelled the world.
feels right
Yeah,
as well,
like I
innit?
went to Vegas for work.
I
How many people
saw,
can
I
go to
know,
Vegas
with
for work? Yeah, like
It's lit up in here.
I went to Vegas for work. You know, like this year already, I had plans. I was
I can
going to
imagine
Coachella,
this year
New
was
York.
going to be mad, innit?
Yeah, this was like I was getting into my bag.
So tell us about
travelling.
how what it takes to put together something like Ends Festival. Because with me, Ends Festival, yeah, my girl Whitney done that. In my head, Whitney put that together. Do you know what I mean? Because I saw you. Obviously, I know you have a team. And
Die,
there's
boy.
people, but
Die,
in my
boy,
head,
die.
Whitney put that together. That is it. Yeah. So tell us what it takes to put that all together and how it all works, and like, do you guys have like an overall budget, like negotiating? Like, how does it work? Like, how did you say, okay, cool, we got $1 million? Okay, I'm not saying it's $1 million, but and then you start breaking it down, or how does it work putting it together?
I mean, in terms of budget, like so to backstory, my colleague Kian is from Croydon, and he was just like adamant that when he was growing up, he was going to music festivals in South, and then they all kind of disappeared. But he was kind of like, yeah, I really want to start a festival. This was when I started. So I started in 2017. And then he was saying it, but I didn't really think we were going to get there. And then I'm a mum, so I had a year off for my son. So when I was getting ready to go, it was kind of like, okay, cool, we've got the green light, he said. So I was like, wow, like I didn't actually think that it was going to happen. So I guess we kind of spoke between us. It was him, there was my colleague who was there at the time, Charlie, Kian's assistant, Sean, that I would say we were like the core team that was talking about, like, you know, the talent and everything. So we kind of like, okay, he had in his head he wanted, there were loads of people we wanted, but we finally kind of got to like Wizkid, Nas, Damien, and we just started there and then went down. Budget is always hard because obviously, like, I've worked on the other side of the table, and as an agent, you need to just get the most money you can for your agent, for your artist, and they're free heavy hitters, isn't it? So you can imagine that wasn't light, and then just trying to work down and make sure that everybody got what they deserved as well, because every single artist we booked, we all loved. I didn't have one artist on there that I thought was fugazi. I'm sorry, like everyone I loved.
No, listen, this festival,
I had everyone.
Obviously, Croydon's out there. We jumped on the plane, we came there because, you know, when you're going to Croydon, it feels like you're getting on a kind of holiday. We pulled up. We had an amazing time. Like, it was sick. Like, nothing went wrong. Everything was so smooth. I was backstage, everything was just calm, like everyone was getting treated proper. I was like, wow, for a first time festival.
Yeah, we worked hard, man.
You know, since Fire Festival, when there's a first time festival coming now, you get scared, is it going to happen? Are the acts coming? You're just like...
Fire Festival ruined us, because when we came out, everyone was like, oh, this is fake. And obviously, like, when I see people that don't work in my business say things like that, I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
You understand.
But I'm just, from a business side, I'm like, bro, it literally says Live Nation.
Yeah, that's a big
They are like, they've actually put their name to it, like they're liable. Of course it isn't fake, but obviously I know that people that don't understand that
don't know
just,
those.
Don't know. But yeah, it was cool. Just, you know, I had a great team, and obviously beyond the four that I just mentioned, Live Nation has its own sponsorship team, its own marketing, its own. So we kind of always spoke with sponsorship, we spoke with marketing, like everyone was doing their own thing. But our core team, we always, like, you know, we had our group chat, we had meetings, and I was coming in on maternity as well, doing my meetings, because I have FOMO.
Oh, well done.
I have FOMO, so I was like, you lot are not gonna. Yeah, I was like, you lot are not gonna plan our thing without me. I was like, no, boy, we're gonna, the baby gonna stay at home. We're gonna come in, and we're having meetings and just getting it done, and then seeing it come to life was like, I was like, wow.
Even the legend like Damian Marley, it was like, wow,
bro. I was like, Nas, fine wine, Nas is here. I'm like, wow, okay. And then the thing is, like, you get to be a fan and also like work as well, so that's why it's important to always, for me, I always work on things that I like. I've never booked an act that I'm not a fan of, because I don't understand that.
Yeah, no, it makes sense though.
Yeah, I'm not like anyone I'm a fan of. If I can work with you, I'm like, yeah, cool, like let's get it cracking.
No,
so
well done, man.
It was great.
But yeah, back to the intro. You know, I know you love it on Twitter.
Oh my god.
No, honestly, some of your retweets, I'm like, bro, is Whitney an artist on the slide? Your thing is mad.
Genuinely, yeah, I'll keep it a buck. I literally just tweet what comes to my head, and then I just kind of go. Like,
no, your tweets send me.
Yeah, I'm not. I just
even this morning when you were like, "Good morning" to the presidents. Obviously, I knew you were talking about your brothers.
Yeah,
I said energy.
Yeah, good morning to them only, please.
Energy. Just to touch lightly on your brothers and that. How much older than you are they?
I'm not allowed to say.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, my brothers have a mysterious.
Is it?
Yeah, really, honestly. I'm genuinely,
Ooh.
I think I said their age one time. I got that swift text to
I love
delete the
that,
tweet,
though.
boy.
Even me from now, nobody should
No,
ever
genuinely.
ask me about my age.
Like,
ever.
I've had warning not to disclose age and
No,
age
I hear
gap.
that. Why not?
So I'm like, all
Why
right.
not? So how much
I'm
influence?
29. That's where I'll leave that, so.
Not far from me.
Yeah, I'm 29.
How
leave it
much
there.
influence do your brothers have on you and your career path?
My brothers, I'm sure they hate me. As you saw yesterday, I go off. I love my
No,
brothers.
they-
I'm their cheerleader that they don't
No, it's
ask
cute.
for. But do you know, it's all subconscious, you know, because that's even why I did youth work, because I was like, 3 people doing music in the family, so unnecessary. We've got an older brother, by the way, that is just not on socials, does his own thing, you know, is a part of us, but he's just like, I'm gonna stay over here. And I just thought, I don't want to do music, man. Like, these lot do it as well. But subconsciously, I've always loved music. I grew up in the house where my brothers were DJs.
Yeah.
You know, they were taking me to concerts, and they've always had a big impact on my career. But I think my love for live has always driven me that way, whereas obviously
Yeah.
my brothers are like A&R, marketing, now presidents.
Get to know.
Presidents. Yeah, so they've had their own path, and
Yeah.
I think for me it was important that I also drew my own.
Yeah, 100%.
lane.
Because even now that you've explained to me today, like your journey and your path in the industry and stuff, and you worked in Waitrose and you've done youth work, it's made me look at you totally different. Like, you've actually worked for your position. Like, you've earned it. Like,
Yeah, my
because I used to
brothers
think,
made sure.
Whitney, did you get boss?
Either way it went, I would like, and no one could have told me nothing if my brother gave me a job, because now if my son wakes up tomorrow and he wants a job, I'm sending him to his uncle straight away.
Yeah,
But
please.
I'm very appreciative that nepotism wasn't the first way. Like, it wasn't just, oh yes, sis, like, come and work with me. Do you know what I mean? Even though in school, I was the coolest boy. My work experience, everyone was going MK1. I went to 1 extra.
See, look at
I
that.
met Pharrell.
Wow.
And I'm like, this is what siblings are meant to do, Sha.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But when it came to the nitty gritty, it was literally like, do your own thing. Like, you know.
No, I love that, man. Also, I wanted to touch on the charity and the work that you guys have started.
Yes.
Please tell us a bit more.
So it's called BWWB, Bold Women Win Big, and also my partner is called Bianca Wilson, so it's like our initials as well, Bianca Wilson, Whitney, Boateng,
Love
double
that.
entendre thing. For us, the whole purpose of Bold Women Win Big is to just kind of carry forward and to open the doors for other women to kind of come through, because at the moment, even for us, for example, looking for 3 ambassadors who are of higher class, that are like Black women or women of colour, we struggled because behind the scenes there aren't many at a director or presidential level. So if you go down to, like, you know, the entry level, there are loads of Black people and people of colour in music, but the higher you get, it's like a needle in the haystack. There aren't any. So, and then even to get in to that entry level is still a struggle. So we just want to, you know, provide internships and also take away that financial pressure, why we made it a charity, because what we want to do is, you know, provide them with travel and provide them with food, you know, like, to keep it true. Like, there were even days where, like, I didn't even have money to top up my oyster. I'm not working at Waitrose anymore. I'm working here.
Especially when you are in an internship or something like that. And a lot of these positions, you do have to start there.
Yeah, like, you know, I'm messaging Bianca. I'm like, you got a quid, so I can make £10. Like, just doing the
Not
same.
laughing, but I know the pain.
Yeah,
I've been there
like,
as
do
well.
you know, I feel like it sounds so ghetto, but it's like,
it's real
it's
life,
the
though.
truth.
Especially when you're
Sometimes-
dream chasing, boy. It happens.
Yeah, like, we don't have the money, so hopefully, you know, we get enough financial backing that we can get them yearly travel cards and give
That's
them,
so
like, vouchers
beautiful.
to go to Pret and M&S. So at least, even if you're only getting a little amount of money, you can focus on your job and then get to work and have food and still, you know, hopefully even we can get laptops, you know,
Yeah,
just
100%.
get rid of all the external things so
That
people
stress
could do
people.
the work and climb up, and hopefully then we then see more Black people climbing up the ladder.
So it's BWWB.
WB Co on like socials, so please follow us, keep up to date, and we're gonna, you know, hopefully put out our mailing list soon so we can give people advice on how to build up their CVs and you know, ways to go into interviews and even just ways to contact people. Because sometimes the way people DM you, boy, I'm like, if you don't come in my DM like that, like,
listen, me too.
yeah, like,
what is that? Where's that? Who is that? What are you wearing?
Yeah.
Where did you get them trainers? Excuse me, I'm one older African auntie. I need one paragraph.
Do you know what I mean?
Hello, Denise, how are you and your son? I need you to ask me how I'm
not
doing.
even joking, do you know what I mean?
Then I
I've
might
been
answer.
working.
No,
I've
I won't
worked
answer,
hard,
actually.
you know. You need to dobale for me before you just come and start putting things in there. Like I haven't been working. You didn't hear that I was asking somebody for £1. It's also a patience game because you have to remember that people actually don't know. And this is the purpose of it. Like we aim to kind of educate, teach, kind of let people know.
No, it's
those
good,
little
man.
things.
Well done to you and Bianca.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask you. So real life versus legacy. What do you want to be remembered for?
Not my work, because when I die, no one's coming to put Live Nation promoter on my tombstone. So it's all good and well, but when I'm dead, that's done, innit? Like,
You're killing me.
no, it's obviously
No,
it's
it's
good to
true
work
though.
hard, but that is not. I want to be intentional in being a good person, a better mum, a better sister, a better friend. I want to be remembered as somebody who, like, wholeheartedly tried to be a better person, not a perfect person,
But a better person.
yeah, a better person.
100%.
So there
And
was
I
one
think
more
you
in
will
the
always
world.
be remembered in this industry right now with what you guys are doing. Because I don't know anyone else that is trying to put women on the way you guys are. And even though you guys have just started, I can see in not so long it being something really big and impactful on the whole industry. So keep going. So I know you'll definitely be remembered for that. Because even me, any little cousin that says they want in on industry, I'm going to be like, there you go.
Yeah,
that's where you got to go.
same
Do you know what I
then.
mean? And I feel
Yeah.
like it's so important. Like when I was young growing up, and I wanted to do so many things, yeah. Like someone from school the other day hit me up and said, oh, it's so nice to see you doing what you're doing now. Because when you was younger, you always used to say, I wanted to be part of Cash Money. Young Money, Cash Money. Well, I'm not part of Young Money, Cash Money, but I'm definitely behind the camera doing something. Do you know what I mean? Period. But just gotta put that in there. But so it's like, but I had no idea. So obviously, clearly, I wanted to be in the industry, yeah. But I had no idea where to start. I had no one already in the industry, like family and friends wise. So definitely weren't getting brought in. Academically, I wasn't really trying to study down that road either. Like I was always trying to do business management or something like that. So now to know that you guys are doing this, it's so important. Like, I care about young people so much because I was such a confused young girl that was just here, there, everywhere. I just want to try my best to like help young girls find their direction from early, find their purpose from early. Because I only found mine at like 27, 28. Even if people say that that's kind of normal, I feel like if we can help people find it younger, then it's even better.
I'm still looking, and even that, like, someone asked us last week on our webinar, like, I think they were saying like they're 30 and they're just trying to get, like, they want to change career path and they don't know where to start and they feel like they're too old. And I'm just like, who made the rules?
Yeah, there's no rules. I see bare aunties just graduating all 60 and there's no rules. There's no age or nothing. The president of Uganda is about to be 100.
Don't kill
he doesn't
me.
even want to leave.
Isn't Joe Biden like 75?
That's what I'm saying. There's no age. Just do what you're doing.
Yeah, honestly.
So do you have any plans for 2021? Please, when there's another ends, please put me on the list.
Oh, don't worry, babes. I got you. I got you, honey. Plans for 2021. I mean, with COVID now, I'd just vibes. I'm not even taking
vibes is what is taking us all right now.
Yeah, no, honestly, it's literally just vibes and inshallah.
Bless, man. Oh, thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having me. I've never done anything like this before,
I'm so happy you came. Like, trust me, I was looking forward to this. I was like, yeah, I need Whitney on Rare Talks, season 1.
I'm here.
Let's get it. And you're here. Like,
I'm here.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you for coming.
Rare Talks.
To the world.
Yes.